And welcome back to this week's video. And today we're going to carry on about seeing 2 Kings 16th chapter. We see the King Azaz, who is ruling over the Judah and Benjamin tribes, the two tribes of Israel. We saw that after the word of God, where he was in the position of being attacked, we saw God sends a word, we say, and that word is by Isaiah the prophet, to not fear about this attack that's going to be towards him, about the circumstances, and not fear for this. Rather, though, he is in fear of the situation, we see, and he didn't stay in God. And due to this, he put himself down and pleaded with the Assyrian king and took silver and gold from the treasures of the temple of God to save himself from the attack. And we can see, because he pleaded, that basically means he was begging, we can say, just to keep himself alive, or from the attack, we can say, or saving himself from the attack. And he uses the treasures of the God's temple to do this as well. So let's carry on reading from the 16th chapter. Let's read the 9th verse, where it says, "And the king of Assyria hearkened unto him, for the king of Assyria went up against Damascus, and took it, and carried the people of it captive to Kir, and slew Rezin." So the Assyrian king pleaded, so basically agreed to help Azaz and saved him. So we understand in this situation, because he was saved, we understand God, well, this situation can lead to Azaz to make many mistakes, we see, because God always wants us to be pure in our ways and according to his commandments and what he tells us to do, for our own good. Even if there's problems, that problem will end up to be our goodness if we persevere and stay in our faith. But we see initially in this situation, now Azaz is in the safe period, as now he has won this attack with the help of the Syrians. However, due to this situation, he will get easily influenced and will start to follow the ways of what the Assyrians do, for that gratitude and loyalty now he has towards the Assyrians, for they have helped him win against his opposition, we see. So because of this, he could easily be influenced by the situation, which might look good initially to keep him in a safe position, but eventually this will be a trap for him to fall over, and ultimately he is the one who's going to pay the consequence for this sin. So let us read about a similar situation where Solomon, for a good example for King Solomon, where it's provided instructions for King Solomon for a similar situation, we can say. For in 1 Kings 11th chapter, 1 Kings 11th chapter, first 2 verses, where it says, "But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, the woman of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these loves." So God here is instructing that these foreign loves should not take place, for if they do, your heart will be turned to their gods. And he's telling this to Solomon, for Solomon very easily went into love with many of these women, and we could see the outcome and the consequence of this. Solomon in the end ended up worshipping their gods, like God told as a warning that should not take place, for it will take you from the faith. So in a similar situation, we're going to see now, carrying on from 10th verse onwards, about how King Azaz changed all of God's ways from the influence that he got from the Assyrians. So let's read 16th chapter, 10th to 18th verse. So it says, "And King Azaz went to Damascus to meet Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, and saw an altar that was at Damascus. And King Azaz sent Uriah the priest the fashion of the altar and the pattern of it, according to all the workmanship thereof. So, and Uriah the priest built an altar according to all that King Azaz had sent from Damascus. So Uriah the priest made it against King Azaz from Damascus. And when the king was come from Damascus, the king saw the altar, and the king approached to the altar and offered thereon. And he burnt his burnt offering and his meat offering, and poured his drink offering, and sprinkled the blood of his peace offering upon the altar. And he brought also the brazen which was before the Lord from the forefront of the house, from between the altar and the house of the Lord, and put it on the north side of the altar. And the king Ahaz commanded Uriah the priest, saying, Upon the great altar burn the morning burnt offering, the morning burnt offering, and the evening meat offering. And in the king's burnt offering and burnt sacrifice, and his meat offering, with the burnt offering of all the people of the land, and their meat offering and their drink offering, and sprinkle upon it all the blood of the burnt offering, and all the blood of the sacrifice, and the brazen altar shall be for me to inquire by. Thus did Uriah the priest according to all that King Ahaz commanded. So he's doing all of these actions as King Ahaz told him to. And then King Ahaz cut off the borders of the bases, and removed the laver from them, and took down the sea from the brazen oxen that were under it, and put upon a pavement of stones, and the covert of the Sabbath, for the Sabbath, that they had built in the house, and the king's entry without, turned he from the house of the Lord for the king of Assyria. So he's turned the house of the Sabbath, which is for the house of the Lord, for the king of Assyria. So we see his influence has completely changed all God's ways and ideals that have been placed in Damascus here, as he's changing it based on the influence that has gained from King Assyria, we should say. And due to this is going to lead to his foolish actions once again, and we'll see how this leads to in coming videos. So I'll see you then. Bye.